Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to speak about KTM TPI problems. So I'm going to show you some problems and how to fix it.
Your oracle, your oracle, your oracle, let me be your oracle. Your oracle, your oracle, your oracle, let me be your oracle.
So the first problem on the KTM TPI was this ground cable, what is going from battery to the bike. So on the first models, it was attached on the rear fender. So on this hole and over that hole, you had like this part and then screw. And what happened when you're riding and sometimes you crash, you lose contact here, and then the bike starts to bogging, make some problems and that stuff. So to fix it, you need make new hole in this subframe. It's from aluminum, so it's not hard and attached very good, so you have nice contact. And then you fix the first bogging problem. On the new models, on the KTM 2019, in factory they made this hole like me here now, and that bogging problem is fixed. So I have put my fender on the bike so to show you better how it's looking now. So before, this ground cable was attached to fender here, so hole and screw here, and now you have this frame, just make hole here. So the second biggest problem on the KTM TPI was the ignition coil cable. So if it gets loose here, you get bad contact and it's making bike also to bogging. So I'm going to remove it and show you one trick for that. So now when my cable is off, you need check this part from ignition coil and make sure it's very clean, because if you have some dirt or water inside, it will make some problems. So this is the another part of the cable. Also make sure it's very clean. Also from KTM factory we got email to put zip tie over this to make it more contact and more stable on the ignition coil. So now I attach the zip tie to the ignition coil cable and I'm going to install it and make tight this zip tie. Also don't make it too much tight, it's not needed for that. Just make sure it's very clean here. Also you will hear one click sound, and that is also very important. So now when you got the zip tie or this cable, it's more protection the ignition coil from water, dirt and everything else. So that is very important, because if you get some water there, it's starting to bike to bogging and to cutting the power. So put the cable back on also. So yeah, also that problem is fixed. So this cable is from the map switch. If it's connected, it will give you full power, and if you remove this, it will make you like less power on the top end. But for me that is almost the same, but you can feel the difference. So this cap is not sealing 100%, so we have one problem here with this seal. Also sometimes the oil is getting on the frame and that is making the paint to go off the frame, so that's not so nice. So it's problem in this piece. Also make sure you don't have any dirt like here. And because of that I use some stuff like this to protect this cap, also to protect the frame from the oil. And so make sure no any dirt gets inside, because if it's get inside, it's going from the top to the in frame to the tank, and that will make the oil pump to stop working because the dirt will block it. So then you your engine. So make sure this is clean. Also never refill this oil tank if your bike is not washed, trust me. So yeah, this is also problem. So make sure you don't fill above the top of the tank, because if you fill this hose, it will make just your tank, your oil to go off here and make your bike very dirty. So that's not good. Just fill it to the top of the tank. So from this side we have the oil tank. So the problem with the oil tank, sometimes in factory they welded this bracket not straight, so that was making the oil tanks to break. So make sure this bracket is like straight, it's not welded wrong. Also make sure these bolts are not very tight, because if it's too much tight, it will make the oil tank to break. So I suggest you to unscrew these screws and use some Loctite, like this red one or blue one, no matters, and don't tighten it too much, so it will save your tank from cracking. So I also forgot to say about the microfilters in this fuel hose. So you need to remove this microfilter and replace it. It's very important so your injectors don't get blocked with the dirt. So I suggest you to change these filters every oil change, so it will make your TPI work much better. Also in this fuel tank you have like one filter for the fuel, and that is very important also to replace. So it's not that hard to replace. You need unscrew these 2 bolts and these 4 bolts for the cables. So it's very simple. Then you pull just the fuel pump and filters and everything here out. So it's not that big problem. And also this is very important, because if this fuel filter gets blocked, the bike starts to bogging, cutting the power and making some other problems. This is also nice protection for the Tps sensor, because you on the KTM stock you get just plastic stuff like here. And what happened, I crashed on the rock and broke that plastic, but yeah, nothing happened. But I seen some guys get broken this sensor, and it's like 200 euros, so it's very expensive. So I also need to say I had problems with the TPS sensor. So the bike was working normal. It's no normal, wait. The bike was starting normal, cold, warm, but when I give the like throttle, the bike was a brrr, brrr, it was not just working. So I checked the injectors, the air pressure, hose, sensor, yeah, spark plug, almost everything. And then I found the TPS sensor is not working. Yeah, it was working, but it was some connection problem. I removed the sensor here, and then I found the water gets inside between the connection cable and the TPS sensor, and that made some problems. So but I found it. So if your bike is starting normal but it won't get response on the throttle, this is problem. And also it will make like it's just weird, not working correct. So yeah, also I had problems with the kill switch. It just stopped to work. I checked everything, new switch, and it was just not working. And then I contacted my friend in Croatia, and he said your wires are broken. And I said what? And so he said to me the KTM TPI has problem in this wiring. So you can see I opened this, and yeah, my kill switch, the kill button wire was broken. So I just connected it again and it's working now fine. Also I got one friend with the KTM 300 6 days, and his 4 wires were broken here from head switch, kill button, horn and everything. So the problem is this was too much long, and when you're like making in the right direction, it's just look, it's just breaking the cables. So that's not good. But yeah, so if you have problem with the kill button, so the problem is here for sure. And now I'm going to show you one important thing. It's how to check your oil pump, so if it's working or if it's not. So you need have this, you need find this cable for diagnostic and remove this protection cap. Wait. Okay, so important are just 2 wires, this one and this one. And you can see this slot is free and you have like 3 cables up. So you need just connect these 2 wires. And some people are getting with the bike like I don't know how to say it, but it's like from like this cap, and you put it on this cable, it's making a connection in these 2 wires. But I didn't get it, and also I know some guys who didn't get it. So I'm going to show you one trick how to make your like own connection for this. But before I do that, I'm going to lift up this subframe. So I remove these bolts, and you need remove this screw, this one, and then just lift the subframe. So because I don't have the KTM tool, I'm going to use this to make the connection. It's same. And because now I don't have helper, I'm going to use this to make the throttle open and then close it. So what you need to do now is to make wide open throttle. So it's not easy with one hand. And now with this piece you need to connect these 2 cables. So wait like 5 seconds. Wait. And then you need to release the throttle. And now you can see the oil pump, it's working. So also important thing what I need to say, some people are just making wide open, connect the KTM tool, release the throttle, go near the oil pump, they hear the oil pump working, and they say it's working, everything perfect, but no, that's not true. So why? Because when you get dirt inside the oil tank, it's going to block this oil pump, and then you also hear the oil pump, but no oil is getting to throttle body. So because of that, I showed you how to check if it's getting oil inside. So this is very important. Also make sure it's getting much oil, like on my bike. If it's not, then the oil pump it's not that strong and you need to replace it. Also very useful thing, when the bike is very cold, don't use the choke, start the bike, and if it's smoking, then it's good. If it's not smoking, then your oil pump is not strong, you need to replace it before you get engine problems. So yeah, make sure that is working, because on the KTM TPI this oil pump is most important thing, trust me. This small thing, if it stops to work, then you have big problems with the engine. For first, if it's working but not strong, then you get crankshaft bearings problems, they get play. After that you get piston problems, cylinder problems, and more. So make sure this is working correct. And yeah, also make sure you fill the tank like to the top position, and after one ride you check and it's using oil. So if you have like same oil all the time, then something is not working. So I think this video is going to be very useful for you. And yeah, I'm also checking my oil pump like every 10 rides, so to make sure everything is working how it's needed. Also, you see this minimum mark. They say don't go under this, and some people are going like less of this mark, and they make big problems for their bike, because when you're riding the steep downhills very long, the oil pump is getting air inside this hose, and then your engine is not getting lubricated for some time. So make sure you get over this marking low, and then you don't have any problems. So make sure you just check the bike is using some oil. Also, I need to show you one sensor on this bike, and it's very important. It's air pressure sensor, and sometimes this hose it's getting blocked from dirt from inside the cylinder. So you need to remove this hose, clean it. Also make sure this small thing inside the cylinder is also clean, because sometimes when this hose gets blocked, the bike is not reading the correct air pressure, so it's making like wrong altitude for your settings. So the bike starts to go rich and lean and that stuff. So make sure this is very clean. So I'm going to remove mine now and show you how it's looking now. So guys, so my hose is off now. You're going to need some light and make it like this. And now I can see my hose is blocked. It's not full blocked, but yeah, it's blocked. So this is making you snappy throttle, bike going rich or lean and that stuff. So you're going to need to clean this hose. And yeah, you can see the light, but yeah, it's blocked. So for this step I'm using old throttle cable, and now you can see I found some dirt inside. Yeah, So you can see some dirt on the cable, that is from hose. So make it like this, and it's going to clean the hose. And after cleaning with the cable, I'm going to use some brake cleaner for this. So just attach the hose on the brake cleaner. Go. Look how dirty it is. And now it's okay. So I'm going to check now the hose to see the difference. And look now. So now you can see the light. So that is meaning the hose is very clean now. And this is going to help the sensor to read the correct pressure readings. I'm also going to use this cable to clean the small part from the cylinder. So it's also important to clean it, and that is making your pressure correct or incorrect if it's dirty. So just wiggle it. So I know some guys will see this and say that is making problems on your bike, and yeah, it's not true. You can see now it has fuse. So that wiring is for my front headlight. Because this switch is not working, I need test it again what is happening. I think again some cables are broken here, but so I made this. So this 100% safe. It's just from battery to the headlight switch, and yeah, it has fuse and everything. And this is the second fuse for the fan, so yeah. So if you need more information about the KTM TPI, just comment under this video and ask me what you want. I'm glad to reply you and maybe to shoot new video about this bike. So I'm going to install the new plastic, not new, but yeah, new decals on the bike. So yeah, you're going to see the bike on the end. So thank you very much for watching this video.